Alright, moving on to the next Patreon request, and this one comes from Lamonta Benson, who asked me to do a Doctor Who Hellsing crossover, but not in the way as you would expect. As always, with these Patreon requests, if you guys would like to have a Patreon request done, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, where you guys can start sending me requests for videos to do here on YouTube once you hit the 3rd tier. That also gives you access to all the videos over on Patreon, as well as like my episode reviews for Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which should be coming out soon, I hope. It's weird. Technology is weird against me today. Anyway, so let's get started. Now, as you can see from the title, Alucard versus the Toymaker. So yes, this is a story about Alucard doing battle with the celestial Toymaker. Anyway, let's get into it. So the story begins with Alucard as a child. It starts as Alucard as a child after he's been horribly sexually abused by the King of Turkey. It's blatantly said in the anime that like the King of the Ottoman Empire in the manga and anime that Vlad was horribly sexually abused in the Ottoman Empire. That's what. Now, historically, that's been tossed up and down, so I'm not going to comment on that. But I'm just telling you that's what happened in the manga. So he's just kind of left in a cage, left for dead, and as he's just kind of like contemplating all of his hate and anger, this man shows up in the dungeon, and he's just kind of like tossing a ball up and down, and he's just like, "Hello, little one. Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Prince Vlad Tepes." "Oh, Prince of Wallachia, I believe." And he goes, "Yeah. Who are you?" "Oh, I am just a simple toy maker, my friend." "Yeah, have a toy." And he like tosses the ball to Alucard, and Alucard just plays with it, and that's like the only light he gets until he's free and becomes Dracula later on in life. So then we cut to the far future, and by far future I mean the present. So at this point, the Hellsing organization has had several agents go missing. They've had several agents go missing, and they're all connected to one little toy shop in Soho. So while there's no evidence to say that it's a vampire attack, there's no evidence to say otherwise. So Ceres and Alucard are deployed with the wild geese, because now it's like, we don't know what's in there, so we just need to go, let's just send Alucard and the police girl to go in and see what happens and have the wild geese back them up from afar in case shit goes sideways. Because some of these agents were expert vampire hunters in their own right. So they go in there, and it's just, Alucard sees the guy, and he's like, "You." And he already, has, a moment where he's just like, "What the hell? You're not a vampire." He's like, "Oh, no, I'm just a simple toy maker. Am I right, my friend?" And it cuts back to before Alucard was freed from the Ottoman Empire. And in there, they found the guards found the toy and beat and savagely beat him while the Toymaker was watching. So every night the Toymaker would put toys in Alucard's dungeon, and he'd just get beat and done worse to him while the Toymaker was watching in amusement. And it's kind of like Alucard has those flashbacks. So he's just kind of he stops completely. He just completely is just in total awe and terror of what he's looking at. And he even tells Ceres, "Leave. Go. Please. Ceres. Go." And Ceres freaks out for a second because she has that moment of, "You've never called me by my name. You've always said police girl. Master, who is this?" And he goes, "Oh yes, master. Tell her who I am. Tell her who I am. Tell the Fräulein who I am." And he calls himself the Toymaker. And he's not a vampire. He's something much worse. And the Toymaker is just like, "Now, I have been waiting so long to see you again, Prince Vlad. Now we can play a real game." So that's when the Toymaker vanishes. Alucard and Ceres go after him, and they're like, "What the hell is this?" Like, Alucard assumed that he was immortal, but he could always sense there was something more. But now he's, like, realizing that this isn't just some vampire or some immortal. This is something much more terrifying. This is something, much more horrific. He even says, police girl, for the first time in my life, in over 500 years, I'm scared. And that's when Ceres realizes, oh, we're fucked. If my master is terrified, then we are in deep shit. So they're going through, like, rooms. They're, like, going through different rooms. And Ceres gets separated from Alucard. Ceres opens doors and she sees, like, flashbacks to her life as a child, seeing her mom get brutally murdered, seeing her dad get killed, and all the other horrible shit in her life. Alucard, like, opens a door and he, like, walks into a field of bodies impaled, like, and he's just kind of like, were you trying to scare me with the past? He's like, and he hears a voice go, oh no, I just thought it would give you the sense of home field advantage, my friend. And that's when, like, the impaled victims start coming alive, like, pulling themselves off the stakes and attacking Alucard. And it's all his victims, and it's not just, like, the people he starts to see that it's, like, it's not just the people he killed as Vlad the Impaler, but also all the other people he's killed throughout the centuries, like, just centuries of victims left and right. So Alucard just gets beset upon them, like, people from, like, the people he's murdered. And among them is someone he was least expecting, and that was Renfield. And Renfield is like, Master, I knew you'd come back for me. He's like, oh god. Alucard's like, oh god, you. Hi, Renfield. He's like, you promised me immortality. You promised me flies. You promised me spiders. But the Toymaker gave me all of that. And he goes, I doubt you are real, motherfucker. and that's when Alucard, like, tries to use his power, and all that comes out of his hands are, like, spiders and worms and flies just all consuming his hand. He's just like, what the fuck? Yeah. There's all, like, so he sinks through through the ground and ends up in a coffin, and he's, like, trying to open it, and he's, like, banging on it, because now you can't, like, phase through it. He's like, let me out! Let me out! Until he finally, like, forces his way out into a black stage, and that's where Ceres, like, opens another door, and she's just, like, all fucked up after everything she's seen. And he's like, and now's the game can really begin. But first, a show. So the Toymaker, like, does a little puppeteer show. He's like, little Mina Harker. She was so pure, so beautiful. But yet along comes Mr. Alucard, Mr. the Good Count from Wallachia. And he puts he drinks of her blood. And little Mina dies soon after. And he's like, that's not what happened. She will, the book never tells you, but Jonathan Harker was an asshole and was more concerned about putting himself on a higher social status. Mina willingly came to me. And the Toymaker's response is, well, then that's all right. I guess that's all right then. So Alucard's finally like, what the hell do you want? Like, I'm tired of these games. And he's like, that's the point. It is games, my good friend. I've been challenging gods and monsters from across history, and I always look for the next challenge. And you, my good count, it could be my next big opponent. So why don't we play a game? The King of Games versus the King of Vampires. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you not agree that this will be a true match for your intellect? So Alucard begrudges, and he's like, what are the stakes? Oh, you, her, Integra, let's say everyone in Britain. and he's like, and what do I get at if I win? Oh, you get, you get whatever you want. You will get you'll get whatever you desire. You can, it could be my power, it could be me as a slave, It could be, you know, freed from your, Sir Integra's hold over you. It can be anything you desire. Want to play? And Alucard's just like, okay. So, and he's like, but Ceres is like, what if he cheats? He's like, I don't think this, Alucard's like, I don't think this is a person who believes in cheating, And Toymaker says, yeah, what would be the, I have nothing to gain from cheating. I am inherent to those rules. So, you are the opponent? So what game shall we play? Any game, you name it. And Alucard basically says, like, any game I want, huh? He goes, yeah, yes, that was the point. And he goes, well, let's play a game of chess. And the Toymaker's response is, wunderbar. So he makes a giant chess set, and Alucard and the Toymaker are like playing this game, this game of chess. And even the Toymaker like makes this comment of, I once encountered someone who played a similar game with me. It didn't work out for them, or maybe it did. You'll never know. So Alucard and him play a game of chess, and even Ceres is like, holy crap, my master's really good at chess. And even the Toymaker is like in awe of it, like how good he is. And he's like, I've had 500 years of mastering this. And he's like, only 500? You'd fool me. So the two finally get into a point where Alucard actually backs the Toymaker up into a corner, and he's like, you know what I'm going to wish for when this is over? I'm going to wish to consume you and then make the universe my personal plaything. And the Toymaker like gets scared, and he's like, wait. What if I just let everyone go and we go our separate ways? And Alucard goes, all right, that's what I wish for, and beats him at chess. And Alucard says, you are forbidden from coming near myself or anyone I know ever again. So Toymaker agrees, sends them all away, and continues on with his plan to take on the Doctor. And Ceres, by the end of it, is like, hold on, that's all you wanted? I thought, like, were you really serious if you were really gonna consume him? Like, were you gonna be serious about that whole thing of making the universe your plaything? And that's what Alucard basically reveals. Oh god, dude, I don't think I could consume that guy. I literally bluffed my way. Like, I did the same thing I did when I battled the Ottomans, when I battled opponents who were greater than me. I bluffed. And it's a good thing I'm really good at bluffing, because I don't, like, even if I could consume him, that would kill me, and the universe, that unchecked energy would probably destroy the universe or something. And he's like, but if you could, Ceres is like, but if you could though, would you, like, just go on a massive killing spree? And Alucard just doesn't say anything, and he's just like, the mind wanders, doesn't it, police girl? So, there you go, guys. That is pretty much Alucard versus the Toymaker. Once again, I'd like to thank Lamont Benson for this Patreon request, as well as continued patronage. And you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of this? Comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.